afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching today's video. It is 100% morning for me. It is actually 4:50 a.m. I just pulled into the parking lot for boot camp and it's cold. My car says it's 35 degrees. So I've got gloves in the back, I've got earmuffs in the back, I've got my water, and I'm ready for my boot camp workout. I actually am changing up my workouts just a little bit. I'll share more about that later today with you guys, but I'm excited to get my workout in. Although it's cold, I'm usually sweaty by the end of the workout. I did make my protein coffee this morning, as always, put my collagen for her in there. I've been getting some questions on collagen for her. It is less expensive to buy it on the collagen for her website using my discount than it is on Amazon. And actually right now it's not even in stock on Amazon. If at all possible, it's best to buy small business brands off of their direct website rather than Amazon, because Amazon charges them a lot of money to sell the product for them. So the brand makes less money and small businesses need all the money, all the profit they can get from their product. So collagen for her, you're much better off just buying it directly on her website. There's a few other of my favorite brands like Just Better Fiber that you're 1000% better buying it off of their website. So I will put collagen for her down below for you, but I did finish my protein coffee. I'm already a little bit hungry, so I know by the time I get home I'm going to be ready for some breakfast. Today's a pretty busy day around the house. I do need to run to the post office. I've got some Christmas cards to mail off from my Christmas card exchange in my Facebook group. I've got a package to mail off, and to be honest, I plan on completely avoiding not only the post office but the grocery store all of next week until after Christmas, because it becomes extremely chaotic. I also have a really good winter comfort food dinner recipe. It's gonna be a really good day. So let me get my workout in and I will see you back at home for breakfast. Well, hello, I am home and I am ready for some breakfast. I did get ready for the day, wearing my cute little pink Santa sweatshirt. This I think is from Temu last year. I always try to link my clothing if I can find it, and I'm actually wearing Buff Bunny leggings. So I'll put all my clothing down below for you, but I am really hungry. Like I said, I was getting hungry before I started working out, so I'm definitely ready for some breakfast. So I'm going to have my meal prep. This is my hash egg bake. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Troy really likes this too. It is the perfect breakfast, all real, whole food, potatoes, chicken sausage, eggs. It's really delicious. So I'm going to have a serving of that. And then I have an orange that I actually use the zest of in my meal prep as well. That's why it looks a little rough, but I'm going to have an orange for some vitamin C for a fruit with breakfast. So let me put it together and I'll show you exactly what I'm having. I have a captive audience while I make my breakfast. I see you spying on me. I see you spying. So here's my breakfast. There's my breakfast hash. I'm telling you, you gotta make it. It's really good. And my orange. So I'll go ahead and put all the information here on the screen for you. I just finished my breakfast and it's time to take my Bellway fiber gummies. I actually just pulled out a brand new container because I only have 2 little gummies left in this one, and I do take 3 of these every day. Here's what they look like. They look like a little raspberry. The flavor is raspberry and lemon. Every day that I work out, I take my fiber gummies after breakfast. I don't want to take a fiber supplement before I go to work out, especially for boot camp days like today, because I'm outside at 5 a.m. and there's not appropriate facilities. So I don't like to take anything that's going to help things along before I work out. So typically, like I said, after breakfast, I will take 3 of my Bellway fiber gummies. So I take my Bellway multiple times a week. What's really great about this, especially this time of year, is it's going to help beat bloating and overeating by keeping things regular. There's no added sugar. They're 100% vegan. They are organic. One thing about gummies that's hard is they're usually packed with sugar. So the calories and sugar can add up really quickly. Bellway sweetens it with stevia, so you have no added sugar. They taste really good, and they are extremely effective. It definitely helps keep things more regular, helps with occasional constipation, bloating, and overeating. Like I said, during the holidays, this happens a lot. So taking a supplement that's going to keep things moving is really important. You can purchase these on the Bellway website. I do have a discount code for Bellway. And what's really cool is you can now find these at a lot of your local stores. I have them at my local Kroger store, Walmart, and Sam's Club, just to name a few. If you eat a high protein diet like I do, you can suffer from irregularity. And Bellway fiber gummies definitely help keep things moving in in the right direction. Like I said, I've been taking these for a couple of years now. I take them multiple times a week. They're my favorite, and I really appreciate that they're vegan, organic, and that there's no added sugar. So I will link them down below for you on the Bellway website. You can use my code here on the screen to save 25% off of your first order. And like I said, now you can find them at a lot of your local stores. I'm gonna mix up my 1UP Pure Rebuild, which is my creatine that I take every single day. I wanna get this mixed up and ready to go before we head out to the post office. This is in the flavor Peach Lemonade. It's not my favorite flavor. I don't dislike it, but there's some flavors that I like better. My all-time favorite is pineapple. It is so incredibly delicious. I do, like I said, take my creatine every single day. I add 1 scoop to my Hydro Jug of water, mix it up with my handheld frother, add in a little bit of ice, and I am good to go. Creatine is actually recommended for most adults, even if you don't work out. It's important to supplement your creatine, and 1UP is my favorite. I use this, like I said, daily. I love the 1UP brand so much. I actually have a 20% discount for 1UP, and I have a discount for Hydro Jug, so I'll link both of them for you. All right, so we are off. I did decide to add a couple of errands to our post office errand. I just looked up online, and Ross, I knew Ross opened early for the holidays. Ross Dress for Less, but they actually open at 7 a.m. I don't know why I thought it was 8 o'clock, but they're open. It's currently 7:49. The post office opens at 8. So I think what I'm gonna do is go to Ross first. I'm just feeling like perusing, just shopping around. I'm not really looking for anything in particular. We did actually make a few changes to how we're gonna lay out our new house. I actually talk about that in the vlog. I may update you guys before the vlog goes out, but there are a few like decor types of pieces that I wanna look for that change of how we're creating the spaces in our new house. And then I think I'm gonna get a coffee. Like I said, I had my protein coffee this morning before boot camp, but I feel like I can definitely go for another coffee. I'm gonna be home the rest of the day today because Troy's actually heading out a little bit later this morning to do some things with his dad. So I'm gonna be home the rest of the day, and I think I'm just gonna get a coffee since I'm out. And then of course I have a whole bag here to go to the post office, a package, and some cards that I need to mail. I also need to get some more Christmas stamps. My Christmas card exchange in my Facebook group is so much fun. And so I've been getting so many cards and sending out so many cards, I'm out of stamps. So let's go run a couple of extra errands, get a coffee, go to Ross, go to the post office. All right, I have secured my coffee. So I've been changing it up a little bit for the holidays. Normally I get my Americano with the sweet cream, cold foam, and the foam and sugar-free vanilla, but I love peppermint anything. You guys know that. I love a white chocolate peppermint mocha. So I've made a healthier, lower calorie, lower point version. So here's exactly what I do. I get an Americano instead of a latte. That is just shots of coffee and water. I skip the milk. And by skipping the milk, I skip a lot of points and calories. And then I add 1/4 inch of half and half. So just a tiny bit, just enough to change the color. So I do 4 shots of espresso in a Venti cup, 2 pumps of regular full sugar peppermint syrup, 2 pumps of white chocolate sauce. So full sugar, but I basically it's the third of what normally goes into a white chocolate peppermint mocha. And in the app specifically, you can say exactly how many pumps you want of everything. And then I do extra ice, and again, that 1/4 inch of cream. It is so good. I cannot taste the difference between this and the full sugar, full like 400 calorie drink. And by doing an Americano, I'm saving all the calories and points again in the milk. Now I'm not getting the protein, but I am saving the calories and points. And I like my coffee to taste like coffee too. So that's one of the reasons that I get a little less flavor. I will go ahead and put my little recipe down below for you guys if you're interested in getting this. Now points wise, points and calorie wise, I just typically guesstimate. I don't know exactly how many points or calories are in here, but to track something is better than nothing. So I like to track this as 3 points on WW, and then I track it for about 100 calories. I figure that's going to cover the peppermint syrup, the white chocolate sauce, and the cream. Let's go ahead and make our way to Ross. I'm gonna get this for Palmer for Christmas. It has a little squeaky ball and a squeaky bone. He's gonna love this. Oh my gosh, look at this outfit for a dog. Okay, that is so cute. It even has a little hole for their tail. go see what your brother's up to with his new toy. What are you doing? Did you put your new toy on the couch to hide it? You're not gonna let me get it. Oh, Palmer. Is this your new baby? Okay, bye. Palmer. No, you put it on the couch. So I'm having a quick little morning snack. I have one of my little Good Culture cottage cheese cups. I topped it with this stuff right here. This is so good. Cranberry ginger chutney from Trader Joe's. It's incredible. It's 30 calories for a tablespoon. I did 2 tablespoons on top of my cottage cheese. Quick, easy, high protein snack. All right, I'm breaking out the Christmas apron again, because we're gonna do a little bit more holiday baking. So I actually made this recipe for my little cookie boxes that I gave away, and everybody loved it so much that I actually only had 3 of the cookies left after I packaged up all the boxes, and Troy really liked them. And he doesn't even love chocolate that much, but he really liked these. So I told him that I would make another batch. I'm actually going to double it. That way I can take some to my boot camp Christmas party on Saturday, and then we'll have a bunch on hand for us, for in the house. And these are peppermint chocolate chip cookies. These are from the website Lemons and Zest. These are amazing. Now I do make a couple of modifications to the original recipe. I pulled out my butter about an hour ago to soften. I will show you everything that you need for these cookies. I'll link this recipe down below. I am not going to modify the ingredients. So I'm going to use real butter, real sugar. You can still eat cookies on the holidays. Don't worry about the scale. It's one day or a few days during the month. Falls into that 80-20 rule. So I'm gonna make these peppermint chocolate chip cookies. All right, here's everything for the cookies. Like I said, I'll have the recipe linked in the description box. So you'll need sugar, all-purpose flour, brown sugar, crushed up candy canes. I just buy them pre-crushed up. You can crush your own up if you'd rather. Chocolate chips, these are the chocolate chunks, even better. Vanilla extract, a couple of eggs, salt, baking soda, unsalted butter, and then I am, instead of white chocolate chips, using the peppermint baking chips from Trader Joe's. They're so good. They are a white chocolate base with that little extra bit of peppermint. So here is our cookie dough. Throwing it in the fridge for about an hour.
1 hour later.
I just pulled the cookie dough out of the fridge. I'm gonna let it sit on the counter for about 10 minutes before we start baking them. All right, I lined my baking sheet with some parchment. I've got my oven preheating to 350. I am just going to roll out the cookie dough. I want to make, I think, fairly big cookies. Yeah, I want to make fairly big cookies. So this is about 1/4 cup of the dough. And then I am going to just push it down slightly with my hand, place it on the baking sheet, and I'm going to put them, I think I'll do only 8 per sheet since these are going to be larger cookies. Pulled out some of the cookies out of the oven. These look amazing. It literally smells like Santa's bakery in my house. I'm going to continue baking the rest of the cookies. I made huge ones, so I doubled the recipe and I'm only gonna end up with a couple dozen cookies. I'm gonna package some of these up for my boot camp party. Got a plate over there that we're gonna keep at home because like I said, Troy really, really likes these cookies. I'm telling you, this is one recipe you've got to make. It is time for some lunch. I am very, very hungry. The other day, Troy and I cooked up some hamburger patties. These are 93.7 ground beef patties. So I'm actually going to have one of those with my last slice, which I think I might have another packet actually, because I really love this cheese. This is the sliced light cheddar cheese from Trader Joe's. And then I have these golden berries that I got in an Imperfect Foods box. I love these. They're kind of tart, kind of citrusy. They're just so good. I'm gonna wash these up and pair this little pack with my burger. Well, come on. We're gonna have a little family day for a minute outside. Come on. Mama, did you get your little ball? Where's your little ball? Well, go get it. Come on, Lola. Ooh, it's cold. Palmer, come on. All right, let's go. Let's go. Palmer, bring me your ball. Oh, Lord. It's always a process. There's another ball. Oh, that's good. You drop it, Mommy. Drop. Your ball's missing half its nubs. Are you ready? Is it? Good boy. Good job. Let's go. Ready, set, jump. Come here, Lola. Lola, Lola. You're a baby. Says everybody, I'm doing so good. I'm so pretty. I'm doing so good. It's a baby. I also want to show you our lemon tree. Look at our lemons. They're big. They'll probably be ready March-ish because when we moved here, our lemons were ready to harvest. That one up there is really, really yellow. Oh yeah, that's a big one. And then also our little mandarin orange tree we bought, I don't know, a few months ago. Whoa, there's a Frenchie. Okay, we have oranges too. They're not quite ready. They're still kind of hard, but we actually have full-on oranges on here. So hopefully we can get some of those too before we move. It is time for an afternoon snack. I am just working away. I have so much to do today. I'm going to be starting dinner here pretty soon, so I'm going to have a quick snack. So I pulled out a bag of my Bada Bean Bada Boom in Mesquite Barbecue. These are fava beans, and they actually remind me a lot of corn nuts. They're really, really good. They do have a little bit of protein, 110 calories. They've got some fiber. And then I've also been back into my midday squares. I've been loving having these as an afternoon snack. It is so perfect and filling and delicious. These have the most amazing, amazing ingredients. They have really good macros. They have a little bit of fiber, a little bit of protein. This is the peanut butter and it's 170 calories. So I'm gonna have some Bada Bean Bada Boom and a midday square. I do buy these midday squares off of Nutrition and my Bada Bean Bada Boom off of Amazon. So I'll link them both for you. All right, we are in my laundry room. I am going to fold some laundry and talk to you guys a little bit about my workouts. I mentioned when I was going to boot camp, actually let me change this light, that's really bright. Is that better? I feel like I'm really washed out. This lighting in this laundry room is awful. I have to use this like ring light thing. But anyways, I digress. So workout. So I mentioned on my way to boot camp this morning that I am changing up my workouts a little bit. So not a lot, I'm just adding some additional training to my workouts. So you know that every year I do the hot chocolate run in San Diego with my friend Rachel, my friend Kelly. I usually fly down there every March and we do the hot chocolate run together. Well, last year Rachel and I did the 10K and we want to do the 10K again this year. Now I talked with her a little bit yesterday and me going to San Diego depends on a couple of things. It is at the very, very beginning of March. So our house obviously is a factor on whether or not I'm going to be able to go to San Diego. I don't foresee our house being done that early in the month of March, so that's probably not going to be the issue. And then the other issue would be Lola. I just need to make sure that she's doing well and that everything is good to go with her, which we're hoping she continues to do as well as she's been doing. But those two things definitely play a factor in whether or not I'm going to be able to go to San Diego. I am definitely planning on it, and we are planning on doing the 10K again this year. So I was talking with Rachel yesterday, and she said, you know, I'm going to have to train a little bit better for the 10K because I had a hard time keeping up with you and everything last year. So she actually downloaded the Couch to 5K app. I don't know if it's the actual Couch to 5K app, but it's a similar app where basically you'd interval train to do runs. And she was wondering if I would do it with her for accountability. And part of that app is they recommend that you do this running training program 3 days a week. Well, with my boot camp workouts and my weightlifting workouts with Trainwell, which those are the priorities for me for sure, I can't squeeze in 3 days. I wouldn't have a single rest day, and that's just not realistic or sustainable for me. My body needs a break, and really a rest day or days is very important. So I'm planning on adding 2 additional days of training for this 5K. And it would be great if I was able to run the entire 5K. Right now I run Walk It, and I actually have a 5K in January and a 5K in February. So that's going to be some good training for the March 10K, which is double the distance. So what I'm going to be doing moving forward in order to incorporate some extra training into my schedule is obviously boot camp is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday is a rest day for me. It's my filming day. If Lola has to go to oncology, which we hope that she never does again, other than for checkups, that's typically on Tuesdays as well. And then my other rest day used to be Sunday. So what I'm going to start doing is Monday, Wednesday, Friday is boot camp. Thursday, Saturday will continue to be weightlifting with the Trainwell app, but I'm going to be doing that Couch to 5K program on Sunday. So I'm going to be running on Sunday. It's usually only like a 30-minute run, at least in the beginning. And it'll be good to get my endurance and things built up again, training for a full run of the 3 miles, potentially even the 6 miles by March. Sunday be my run day. So those are the 2 days during the week that I'll be running. Well, like I mentioned, Thursday is a weightlifting day for me. Speaking of running, here's my t-shirt from the Eggnog Jog. I did this last Saturday. I'm going to do my run as well as my weightlifting. So Thursday is going to be a pretty intense day for me because I'm actually going to do my 5K training plus do my typical Trainwell workout. Normally I walk to the gym anyway, so what I'm going to do is do my running to the gym and then do my weightlifting and walk home, or I may even drive to the gym, and then we have a lake in our community, in my current community. I may even just do my 5K training around the lake. We'll just have to kind of see, but I'm going to be adding an additional day of movement, and I'm going to be adding in the Couch to 5K. So I'm excited about it. I'm not a runner. I really don't like to run, so it's not something that I would seek out to do, but if it helps accountability for Rachel and really makes the 10K better and all the 5Ks I do every month better, then I actually see that as a pretty big win, and hopefully help me increase my running, my endurance when it comes to running. So yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I'm happy that me and Rachel can do it together. For dinner tonight, I'm making chicken barley soup. I'm just really feeling hearty soup for dinner. And you know, I have a focaccia bread from Pampered Chef in my pantry. Right here, this rosemary focaccia bread mix. I think I'm gonna make that because Troy would probably like having this with the soup. If I remember right though, this has to be made ahead of time. So we'll go ahead and get that going now, but let me show you what is in the soup. So you're going to need barley, broth or salted water. I have these mushrooms in my fridge. I'm gonna use them up. So I'm gonna put those into my soup. It calls for shredded potatoes. I'm using Simply potatoes. They're already shredded and ready to go. An onion, chicken thighs, salt, and then also shredded carrots. I'm actually probably just going to dice these up. It also calls for dried mint, which I don't have any, so I'm going to omit that. I added my chicken thighs to a pot with that can of broth. We're going to allow our chicken thighs to boil until cooked through. And I'm going to dice up this onion, these mushrooms, and these carrots while they're cooking. While my chicken is boiling, I added 1.5 cups of shredded potatoes. Here is my diced up onions, carrots, and mushrooms. I'm actually putting all of this into a much larger pot than I cooked the chicken in. I'm going to add some salt and pepper, and 1/2 cup of the barley. I just pulled the chicken off of the stove. I'm going to transfer my chicken thighs to a cutting board. Just a reminder, on the new Weight Watchers program, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, so they can't have the bone or the skin, are now 0 points. So that makes all this yummy chicken 0 points. And then I'm actually going to take that broth from boiling the chicken and add it to the stock pot. When this chicken is cool, we're going to shred it up and pop it into the stock pot along with the veggies and the barley. Chicken is in the stock pot. I have this over medium-low heat for about 30 to 40 minutes. We just want to make sure that the barley gets cooked completely through. I actually bought quick cook barley, so that was a little win on my part. And just everything gets, all those flavors get melded together. I'm gonna get going on the focaccia bread because it's supposed to rise for about an hour. So I'm going to add my mix to a bowl. And again, this is from Pampered Chef. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. Then 1.5 cups of warm water. And we're gonna mix this for 10 minutes. Now, if you're using a stand mixer, it's a lot less, but I don't have a stand mixer. I actually sold mine because I never ever use it. Literally once a year when I made sugar cookies. So I sold it. So I'm gonna use a spatula. So I am going to wanna mix this for about 10 minutes and our dough should be on the wet side. I sprayed my bowl here with some nonstick cooking spray. I'm going to transfer the bread mixture to the sprayed bowl. I'm going to cover my bowl with some saran wrap. It is supposed to rise for an hour, and then you actually have to transfer it to the baking dish, and it has to rise for another 2 to 3 hours. So I'm really glad that I started this early so that it has a chance to fully rise. It's going to take anywhere from 3 to 4 hours.
1 hour later.
So I actually pulled out my round dish that has a lid. We have our dough here. It looks like it's almost doubled in size. I'm actually going to add that to my dish. I did spray it really well with nonstick cooking spray. Got my hand just a little wet with water. And then we're supposed to pull this dough into the baking dish. The packaging says a 9 by 13, but this is pretty similar. This dough is going to double in size, so I wanted to make sure the walls of this were thick enough for that to happen. So I've got my dough in my pan. I will say it smells really good. I can smell the rosemary. I'm gonna pop the lid on this, and then again, another 2 to 3 hours. This needs to double in size.
3 hours later.
All right, it looks like it doubled. I would say, yeah, definitely doubled in size. I have my oven preheating to 450. It's going to go in for 18 to 20 minutes. So here is the Pampered Chef focaccia bread. I did put a little bit of Kerrygold butter on top. So let me go ahead and plate up dinner. All right, so here is dinner. The bread is really good. I took a little taste of it. It is amazing. It kind of tastes like soda bread with like a little bit of rosemary. It's really good. And then there is the soup. It's the end of the night. I'm tired. I want to wash this makeup off my face, put on my pajamas, hang out with Lola. So I'm going to have some dessert. And like I told you in last Wednesday's What I Eat in a Day, I've been eating these dang Built Bars every single day for dessert. I'm obsessed with these. I ate one of these before my 5K on Saturday. They are so good. Like I said, I don't know what Built Bar did to this particular flavor, but it is so good. This is the Sour Puff Frosted Berry. So it's the puff formula. I like to keep mine in the fridge because it firms up that marshmallow texture a little bit. It has a white chocolate coating with these like, not popping candy, but they're like popping candy. They're berry flavored, little crystally sugar on top. So good. And then they're the perfect sour. It's like that perfect sour sweet. We have 2 people interested in dessert here. I really love these Built Bars. I know that they were limited edition. Some of you said you could find them. Others of you said they were out of stock. I will link Built Bar down below for you. If they're out of stock, keep an eye so that if they come back, you can grab them. Hands down, my favorite Built Bar. All of the Built Bar's macros are really good. So you can't go wrong with any of the flavors, but this Frosted Berry Sour Puff, 1,000,000 out of 10. So that's a wrap on today's What I Eat in a Day. I hope you enjoyed spending the day with me. We got to run around, get a little retail therapy, make Christmas cookies. It was a really good day. Don't forget, I will have everything we talked about today linked in the description box. Tonight's dinner recipe is on my recipe website. I will link the peppermint chocolate chip cookie recipe. Definitely make it. It is so incredibly good. Honestly, I think it's one of the best Christmas cookie recipes outside of my frosted sugar cookies. That always takes the cake for me. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Merry Christmas, love you, bye!
Jingle bells ring.